Ring has come out with a lot of new smart wireless lighting, and in today's video, we're going to be going over what they offer and how it integrates into the rest of their system. So stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Steve from the YouTube channel Steve Does, and I want to thank you for joining me here at reviews.org. Today we're taking a look at Ring and all of their new smart lighting. Now the great thing about all of this lighting is that it is wireless. So it's either going to be run off of solar power or batteries. And the one key feature with all of this lighting is that you do need the Ring bridge for everything to connect to. Now with this device, you can connect up to 50 devices, and that is going to connect it all into the Ring app. From there, you can link all your devices together, your path lights with your light bulb and your cameras, motion sensors, but we'll be getting to all of that a little bit later. Now, another thing to mention is that I've done individual videos for all of these products already, so if you want to check that out, take a look at the description below. Now, before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos like this one. With that said, let's get started. So one thing that I want to mention is that Ring has other lighting options built into their cameras. So they've got the Ring floodlight cam and the Ring spotlight camera. But recently they came out with their new smart lighting products, which are not going to be integrated with their cameras at all. Instead, these are going to be standalone lights that are either going to be battery powered or solar powered. Now, the cool thing about all these products, except for the light bulb, is that they all have motion sensors built into them. So instead of these lights being on all the time, draining power, they're only going to be activated when something trips that motion sensor. And a cool thing about these lights having these motion sensors built into it, connecting to the bridge, connecting all of the ecosystem together, is that if you have other devices, other lights, other cameras, when the initial motion sensor detects something, it's going to be able to trigger other things in your Ring ecosystem. So for example, if you have the Ring path lights out far in front of your house, when those trigger on, it can trigger your Ring video doorbell or your Ring stick-up cam to start recording earlier than it normally would. This way you can get whatever action is happening before the person gets to the door. Now, if you don't want to go crazy with buying multiple path lights or getting a spotlight and you just want a simple light bulb for a porch light and say maybe your Ring video doorbell, you can also buy a standalone motion sensor to stick out further in your yard to pick up motion to turn on that porch light and your Ring video doorbell to start recording a little bit earlier. So you don't have to go crazy with all of this stuff. They do have just the basics to get you started, and then you can add on top of that in the future. So now that we've gone over some of the features of these devices, let's take a look at the app and see what it offers. So I would have to say Ring is probably one of my favorite apps out of all of the security apps out there. It just flows really well. It's got everything that you need to. And in fact, between doing all the individual videos for these devices right here to doing this video right now, they've made an update. At the top of the screen, we've got this new dashboard. So I see things like neighbors, history, lights. So that's what we're going to be doing. But then they've got all these other ones right here. If you go to edit at the end, you can then change the positioning of these. So say I want lights in the front. Let's click on back. So now when we go back up to the top, so I've got lights at the front here. So let's tap on lights and take a look. So these are all of the devices that I have set up, and we have it into two groups. I've got a front yard and a backyard group. So if I want, I can control all the lighting in that group. Say for the front yard, I'm going to tap on the light there, and it's going to turn on all the lights that I have on in the front yard. You can see they have them all on right there. And then for front yard right there, I can tap it again, and that's going to turn all the lights off. So I can control every light in that group from just that group right there. But if I want, I can scroll down and then just do each light individually. So if I want the spotlight on, I can just turn on the spotlight in the backyard or just turn it off from right there too. I'm gonna go ahead and tap on the front yard group. We can see all of the devices that I have in there. We've got the two path lights and the porch light. Up in the top right, I can toggle the lights to turn on and off from there. And then I can also turn off the motion alerts. Now these are just gonna be the alerts that are going to be coming through on the phone. This is not going to turn off the motion detection. If we go into settings, this is gonna be settings for the front yard group. We've got general settings here, and this is how we're going to either change the name of the front yard group, or we can edit what devices in that group. So if we click on edit group, we can turn on and off what devices are going to be in that front yard group. So we're going to back out of there, We can also go to motion settings. So motion settings are going to be which devices do I want to turn on the motion detection for. If I have a path light that's, say, too close to a street or a walkway and is triggering too much, I can turn off the motion sensor to that, and say I have the second light that is in actually have its motion sensor turned on. And then we've got motion schedules down here. So this is going to be for your motion alerts. So if you don't want notifications during a certain time of day, you can turn it on in that motion schedule. We've also got motion snooze. So another way that if you're getting too many notifications, you can turn it off. If we've got people in the backyard and we're having a little party and I'm constantly getting notified of lights detecting motion, I can snooze it for 2 hours all the way up to 4 hours. Next one, we've got light settings. So this is going to be the auto shut-off times. So once it detects motion, turns on the lights, how long do we want those lights on for? You can go from anywhere from 30 seconds all the way up to 5 minutes of the lights being on. We've got shared users, so you can share this with other Ring users, and then we've got the light schedule. So this is going to be when you want these lights to be activated. For me, I set it up for the path lights, and then I've also got the front yard light. That's going to be the light bulb, that's the porch light, and I have them being activated 7 days a week from dusk till dawn. I'm going to tap on it to edit it, and let's say that I want the lights to turn off at midnight instead of at dawn. So I'm going to go in here, go into a custom time, and then down here 12 a.m. is when I want the lights to stop turning on. And then if I want to not have it happen on the weekends, I can do that too. And then we're going to click on save and save changes, and that is going to set that up for me. Have the changes saved, so we can back out of there, and now we see the new updated changes for that schedule. So those are the settings for the front yard group, but if you want, you can change individual settings per light. And in fact, you're going to get different options for different lights. So if we take a look at the Ring Path Light 2, when I tap on that, I now have a brightness level at the top, so I can adjust how bright I want that light to be. We've got event history, so if I tap on that, it's going to show me everything that this light has been doing, when it's turning on, when it's turning off, detecting motion, in addition to light settings, motion settings, linked devices. So I can link this with other devices. We've got the peephole door cam here, and we've also got the Ring stick-up cam, so we can connect it to those devices. And then we've got the general settings. So this is the settings that we took a look at before. Now, if we back out of here and we go to just the light bulb in the front. Now the light bulb is going to have different settings. It's not going to have as much because it doesn't have a sensor built into it. So we've got, the event history. One thing that we don't have here is linked devices. So if you want to link your porch light up to a motion sensor or up to a camera or a Ring video doorbell, you're going to actually have to go into the Ring video doorbell settings or into the camera settings, and then from there you're going to link a device, and the device you will select is the porch light that will turn on when it detects somebody walks up to the door. All right, so now that we've gone through the settings in the app, let's go ahead and take a look at some demos of what these lights can do. All right, so camera is going to be all about placement. I just stuck mine right down here on the windowsill just to give a demo of when it detects motion, it's going to turn on the light above it. So if we walk in front of it, you can see the light is now blue on there and the light is already on. So we've already got the porch light on, turned on that quickly by motion detection from the camera that was shooting at the path walking up to my house. All right, so now we're testing out the path lights, and I do have it linked up to the porch light. So as the path lights turn on, you're going to notice that that porch light is going to turn on too. This will give you an idea of how quickly the lights turn on once one is activated. All right, so we've got the light set up there. Over here on this side, we've got our motion sensor. So we're going to go ahead and start testing out the light right now. If I just walk up to the light, let's see how fast it takes it to turn on. There we go, it is now turned on. Now there was a slight delay with that. It almost took me getting up to the light, but here is an idea of what it looks like and how much light it is casting out here right now. So pretty good. If we go a little bit wide scale here, you can see how bright it actually gets out here. But now that we've seen how bright this light gets, let's test it out using the motion sensor. Okay, so I set up the camera in the corner of the yard. I'm walking in the side gate here, tripping that motion sensor over by the gate, and you can see how fast that light turns on. So having the light turn on with a motion sensor that is farther away or around a corner is ideal. Ring has built a pretty cool ecosystem with their cameras and lighting and just all the other devices that they sell. Now, after testing out these lights for a few weeks, I'm really impressed with them. I'm impressed that they provide wireless lighting through either battery powered or solar paneled, and that is going to connect to their cameras. Because I feel like one of the biggest problem with Ring cameras, or the biggest problem that I had, is that my recordings started too late. So this is kind of a cool way around that, to where I can have different lights that are wireless trigger my cameras early. So the delayed record time that I was having is not a problem anymore. But what do you guys think about these lightings and the feature and the Ring ecosystem? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys want to know more about Ring products, check out the link below to reviews.org. If you guys want to see more from me, check out my channel, Steve Does, where I do a lot of cool smart home tech and other tech reviews. If this video is helpful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. As always, I want to thank you for joining me here at reviews.org, and I'll see you in the next video.